Hello everyone, this is Niuniu from CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, as well as 英语环球广播微博. Welcome to a brand new live stream. Today we're in Wengong Hill. Let's go! Ta-da! Wengong Shan it is. I see many of you have already joined the live stream. Very happy to welcome you in. Welcome to another season of Old Wisdom, New Insights. In this brand new season, we're going to visit places with rich culture and long history, and we'll bring you the beauty of modern-day China as well. Today, we're in Wengong Shan, Wengong Hill. First and foremost, let's see who's with us today. We have many of you. Very happy to see all of you. We have Meskin saying hello. Hello to you too. And we have Hack saying 你好, 你好 to you too. Cortland saying I am here. Very happy to see you here. And we have Grateful Heart saying Hello, good morning. 早上好 to you too. 早上好，非常高兴你来看我们的直播哦。And also we have the hack saying me too, Harry. Hello to you. 玉立一众早上好 Tam. Good morning. And we have wow the hack saying it's 2 a.m. in Morocco. 凌晨2点吗？朋友不睡觉的吗？凌晨2点是不是也太早了？ 2 in the morning, that's very early. Thank you so much for your dedication, your support to our live stream. I'm right now in the gate of Wengong Hill, Wengong Shan, Wengong Shan. I know the Chinese character might not mean a lot to you, but actually Wen carries the meaning of articles, art and literature. So all the area or the genre with human being intellectual creation related subjects, and Gong is a respective term. Gong, so Wengong Shan is actually a strange name to Chinese people who do not know the history of this place, because we would see, Wengong is supposed to be a person. How come it's a name of a mountain? Actually, that is because Wengong refers to Zhu Xi. Zhu Xi, Zhu Wen Gong. Do you still remember? Zhu Xi is a Song Dynasty scholar. He's within the new Confucian school of thought. He believes that the world is ruled, or there is a universal law ruling the entire cosmos. And he is trying to figure out the rule and trying to find a better way to conduct and to help people be responsible to themselves as well as to the society. And this mountain, this hill behind us, is named after Zhu Xi, after Zhu Wen Gong. So before we go up onto the mountain or enjoy the view a little bit, I think it's time for us to take a little bit look at the tiny little museum in front of the Wengong Hill and check out his life story. Let's go. I'm saying hi to Khaled, saying beautiful, thank you. And we have a question from Arian. 这是哪个地方呢？这里是文公山 Wengong Hill, Wengong Hill. And we have Ari saying hello, hello to you too. Enzo saying merci, merci, merci beaucoup, or I should say Dahian, right? Dahian, thank you for coming and you're very welcome. I am very glad to see you here in the live stream. We have Simon saying 2:24 in New Zealand. You guys, you just warm my heart so much. It's like the middle of the night and you're watching the live stream. That is just That kind of support I do not even get from some of my friends. So you are better friends to me. Kenny, hi, very happy to see you. And Mei Mai Ke, good morning to you too. We have Shen King saying, 牛牛老师早上好。昨天的直播我赶不上，今天赶上了。Very happy to see you here. 你的赶上赶不上用的非常好哦，因为有些人会说不赶上，不可以说不赶上，又说赶不上。不赶上呢是我决定不赶上。It's like saying I do not want to, whereas 赶不上 is I want to catch, but it's hard for me or I cannot do that. So 赶不上, really good use of the Chinese language. We have Sam Man saying, so good to see you early morning, makes my day fresh. Thank you very much for saying that. Roger saying good morning, morning to you too. You have a great day as well. And Cortland is here. We have two Missies here. It's 4:26 a.m. in South Africa. 早上4点半。你们都起得好早啊，怎么会起这么早，作息这么健康？ Make sure you get enough sleep, you know. Even though we say 早睡早起身体好，go to bed early and go get up early is considered very healthy, but still 4 a.m. is a little bit too early, isn't it? We have Abdel Haq saying, you deserve even more. I am really a Chinese lover. Everything about your culture I find so fascinating. Thank you so much for that comment. Thank you. And William saying, watching American baseball in San Francisco. Today we celebrate Willie Mays' birthday, the most famous of baseball players. Okay, happy birthday to him too. I'm very glad to see a lot of you here. And we have Sam Man saying, always love your outside trips, can see beautiful side of China. Studios are a little boring already. Hope many more coming kind of sport event. Yes, sport event. I'm going to keep that in mind and show you some sports event in future live streams. But today we're in Wengong Hill. Actually, Wengong Hill locates in Wuyuan County in Jiangxi Province. Yes, yesterday we were in Anhui Province and now we're already in Jiangxi Province. Yeah, they're bordering, of course, but still, it is due to the help of China's expressway, 中国的高速公路网络. We are also in a project of alongside China's expressway, 沿着高速看中国. 沿着 means alongside, 沿着高速 expressway, 看 take a look. Or do some eye activity, as Tony puts it, because you can say 看 as read, look, watch, anything, you know, eye activity. 中国, China. So we are traveling along the 景务黄 expressway, the 景务黄高速公路, to travel through these 3 different places, different counties and cities, so that we can enjoy the beautiful view alongside the expressway. And yes, we are in Jiangxi Province now. Wuyuan, this county we are in right now, is actually the native place of Zhu Xi. Remember our key character here, Zhu Xi. Our hero birthplace is actually in Fujian, but his native place is here. In the Chinese culture, we kind of value ancestors, value our roots, our heritage quite a lot. The cultural heritage, the family heritage is considered something very important to a person, which is why sometimes your native place, which is your, we say in Chinese, 籍贯, 籍贯. 籍贯 would be your native place. That is the hometown of your parents, grandparents, and even sometimes ancestors. It's considered even more important than your hometown. And this place is the native place of 朱熹. 这里就算是朱熹的祖籍或者籍贯了. So let's step into this little museum and take a look at some of the life stories of 朱熹. We have a preview first. Let's go. We have Umar saying it's 12:12 Ethiopian time. Very happy to see you here. Suman saying 早上好. Good morning to you too. Kenny saying how was the train ride to the area? Actually, we took planes. Well, plane, actually, there's only one plane. So we traveled on air. It's only 2 hours. So really fast, 2 hours. And as for the car running on the expressway yesterday, it took us around, let's see, 3 hours almost to travel from Xidi village. Remember our Xidi village to this Wuyuan County, to Wengong Hill. Speaking of Xidi village, ta-da! Finds it familiar? You should be. We talked about it a lot yesterday. This is the Chinese character xiao, xiao, handwritten by Zhu Xi himself. It means filial piety, basically means to respect your parents, take care of the elder generation, and fulfill their dreams and hopes within your ability. So xiao, something very important in the Chinese family. Also a virtue highly upheld and praised about by Zhu Xi. Zhu Xi 呢曾经注解过《孝经》, so he wrote commentaries on the classic of filial piety, which is why you see a lot of the character xiao written by Zhu Xi himself. And of course we have Lian. Remember, Lian would be uncorrupt. Lian, and on the other side of this pillar we also have zhong, loyalty, zhongcheng, loyalty, zhongcheng, loyalty, and we have jie, jie, qijie, integrity, qijie, integrity, for virtue highly praised by Zhu Xi himself. And right here we can see a portrait of Zhu Xi, 一幅朱熹的画像啊。I was wondering if the painter has also put a little bit imagination in it, because that is a really vivid portrait. Zhu Xi actually was born in the year 1130, so 1030. Makes me wonder whether or not there can be someone that draw the picture of him this vividly. So, yeah, a little bit iffy in my opinion. And here we have a little introduction of these places. Some of the places are nearby Zhu Xi's house in this place, and some of the places are just fairly beautiful, and we are going to take a look at them as well. So these are some stories about Zhu Xi. Actually, when we step out of the museum, let me give you some more fun stories about Zhu Xi himself. And as for Wengong Hill, Wengong Shan, this mountain or this hill itself, I think the most distinct feature of this hill is that its forest coverage is over 99%. So you don't really see any bare lands here. You really just do see a lot of beautiful trees, making this place a perfect area, a perfect destination for you to have some forest base. That's what we say in Chinese, 森林浴. Forest base or 天然氧吧. It's a natural bar, a natural resorting place full of oxygen. 天然 would be natural. 氧吧, 氧气, 氧气. 氧气 means oxygen, and ba is like a bar you can relax, a club you can relax. Okay, let's continue to walk while I take a look at some of your comments. So Man, 早上好 to you. 你好, 你好. Hi, very happy to see you here. And we have Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Hashmat. Saying, 我跟我的太太在吃早餐，我们请你. Thank you. I've had an imaginary breakfast with you already. And what are you having? 你们在吃什么？你们在吃什么？你们在吃什么？你们在吃什么早餐啊？早餐是什么内容？ Let me know. I had 包子 this morning. So steamed bun with fillings in it, or steamed dumpling, 包子, and also 鸡蛋 egg, boiled egg, 煮鸡蛋啊. What else? 饼 cake, Chinese cake, pancake. It's a kind of pancake. It's salty, quite delicious. And porridge, 粥. This is my breakfast. You're very welcome to share with me your breakfast if it's breakfast time, or share with me your last meal. 你们上一餐吃的什么？可以跟我分享啊，在评论区。Johnny saying from Brazil, it's 11:32 p.m. here. That's quite enjoyable. I think it's a good time. And 梅麦克 saying 朱熹如此美丽的故乡. Yes. Even though we say this is not his hometown, to be more precise, 不太算故乡啊, because he was not born and raised here. This is more like his native place. 祖籍, native place. He got his heritage, he got his roots here. So a little bit different, but 祖籍 is in the Chinese sense perhaps even more important, 祖籍. And hello, Jeff. Happy to see you here. And we have Giovanni, hi! A Saturday live stream, yes, very happy to see you here. And tomorrow we're going to bring you another live stream. So Saturday live stream as well as Sunday live stream. Make sure you catch that. And Mac, hi Mac. My sister Mac is here. Happy to see you here. Today we're in Wengong Hill, a mountain or hill named after Zhu Xi, a Song Dynasty new Confucian philosopher, someone who's very influential to Chinese literati. And we have a sculpture of him here. 这是一个浮雕在木头上。You can see that from his clothes, his costume. Well, from the top of it, you can see his face with 7 moles. And the 7 moles are also considered a, let's say, sign of him. As for his clothes, he is wearing Song Dynasty costume because that's where he lived. When he lived, Song Chao. So it's around the 12th century or 10th century. 1130, that's when he was born. So Zhu Xi. He's a very important and also, I would like to say, unique philosopher in the Chinese history for a very specific reason. I want to ask you this question. 3 men, Confucius, Mencius, as well as, well, actually, I can give you 4. Confucius, Mencius, and Lao Tzu, as well as Sun Tzu. What's the similarity in their names? What's something common in their names? Answer that question in the comment area. Confucius, Mencius, Lao Tzu, as well as Sun Tzu. What is one thing that is similar in these names? Let me know in the comment area. And right now behind me you see Zhu Wen Gong Jia Xun. Like we said, Wen Gong is an honorary title given to him when he passed away by an emperor. So Zhu Wen Gong. Gong is considered a very, let's say, honorable title, and Wen is talking about his contributions and his features. That is, he puts a lot of effort as well as got a lot of achievement in the area of literati as well as philosophy. So he got the honorary character Wen. And Jia Xun means a family introduction. So this is the introduction of the Zhu family. He's trying to tell his offsprings how to conduct, how to be a better person. 朱文公家训. Okay, enough in this little museum. Let's step outside and actually step into the Wengong Hill. 我们现在呢到文公山走一走。啊，外面的光线是不是非常好 ？Is the light really preferable here outside? In Wuyuan, which locates in Jiangxi province. I think it's a little bit, how can I say, moisturized today. It's moist today. 今天的空气比较潮湿啊 ，even though it's not super sunny, 不是大太阳非常晒，但是呢天气还是有一点点热。It is still a little bit hot. Let's see if we got some answers from our audience already. Suri saying super, thank you, and hello to Savrienti from Indonesia. Very happy to see you here. Jeff saying awesome teaching. Thanks. 玉立中森林浴. That's true. 森林浴. And great, really great from Harry. Thank you. Johnny saying 谢谢老师. You're very welcome. Hu Seyan saying 大家好. Happy to see you. And okay, we have already got the question in the comment area. Learning Chinese saying, what is the relationship between Confucius, Lao Tzu, Mencius, and Sun Tzu? What is the similarity among these people? Or to be more precise, among these names? Let me know in the comment area. Well, we can see that this is a lion, 石狮子, in the entrance place of Wengong Hill. Actually, not only is Wuyuan the native place of Zhu Wen Gong, of Zhu Xi himself, on this mountain, his 祖墓, so the tomb where his great-grandmother was buried is also here. That is why this hill is more like an ancient tomb. And in front of the ancient tomb, you would see two very beautiful, majestic lion in front of it. They're not too huge because in ancient times, the size of the sculpture in front of your house, in front of the tomb, in front of your home garden is also determined by the status of yourself. And since this is the tomb of Zhu Xi's great-grandmother, a lady whose status is not considered that high, especially during the time she was buried, so you can see that the lion is not so huge. 这个石狮子不是非常大啊，但是很漂亮。这是一个中等型号的狮子，石狮子。石 means stone, so stone lion. 石狮子，石狮子。给大家说一个绕口令：大门口有44只石狮子。我们来试着说一下：大门口有44只石狮子。Repeat after me. 44只石狮子. Practice that, and you would nail yours and sh. Let's continue to walk in, and on top we've already seen the Wengong Shan, Wengong Hill sign on the arc. 上面有文公山3个字，大家可能刚才已经看到了。Perhaps you have already seen it. And we have Gong Su Jiang watching the live stream. Happy to see you here. And Giovanni saying, I had fei jiao for breakfast this morning. Oh, are you talking about 水饺? Dumplings, perhaps? Not really sure. Let me know. Oh, Kenny is answering my question. They are all philosophers. Yes, they are philosophers, but more importantly, in their names, you can all find the Chinese character 子 in it. 子. Ever curious why all Chinese philosophers named 子? It's not exactly their names, because 子 is more like master in the sense. Master. So, 孔子, he has a name 孔丘, and we call him 孔子 Confucius because we think he is the master 子. And Mencius, 孟子, Mencius, 孟子, he is considered another influential figure in the Confucianism school of thought, holding the Confucianism school of thought. So Mencius' Chinese name is actually 孟子, 孟子, master 孟. And for Lao Tzu, he is the creator of Taoist. 他是道家的创始人啊，道家老子. So he is the master Lao, 老子. And also we have 孙子. 孙子 would be 孙竹, 孙子. He is the writer of the art of war. 孙子, 他写了孙子兵法. See, having the character 子 after your last name is considered an honorary title. Not everyone can have that. And for all of the above mentioned philosophers, they are actually all live in, let's say, Zhou Dynasty or Spring and Autumn period or Warring State period. 他们大部分都生活在周或者是春秋 Spring and Autumn 或者是战国时代啊 the Warring State period. So basically the before century period of time, BC period of time. However, for our Zhu Xi, he lived in AD period of time. Actually, he lived in 1130. That is his birth year. So for him to be considered a 子, it's really hard. Chinese people, I think people all around the world carry this idea that the ancestors are a little bit greater and more important in the development of our knowledge system. That is why, especially for Chinese people, you would think the ancestors are more important and what they are talking about is with more sense. But in this case, Zhu Xi is still considered a 子, a master. It's really something special. And here, oh, actually, I've already stepped a little bit further along. We see two titles of him, Zhu Xi. Two title of him. 宋代圣人 is given to him by in the southern Song Dynasty. 所以是南宋的皇帝 the emperor of one of the emperor in the southern Song Dynasty gave him this. So 宋代 would be Song Dynasty, 宋代. And 圣人 is saint. It's a little bit similar to 子 master. So 宋代圣人 a saint in the Song Dynasty, and 百世经师 百世 is 100 generation, and 经师 is like the master of classics. 百世经师. That's two. Well, this title is actually given to him by the Qing Dynasty emperor, because by his time, Zhu Xi's theory and works are already considered a huge. It's a bestseller. Everyone's learning from it, and it is also considered the official textbook for scholars, for students. If they want to take the imperial examination, then they would have to learn the classics commented by Zhu Xi, or sometimes even written by Zhu Xi. So he is considered someone very important. Okay, let's see what are some comments you guys are given from our dear friends online. 玉立众saying 包子 yes, 包子 is what I had, and is that also what you had? Let me know. And 石狮子在守着大门 from 美麦克，说得对，他们在守着大门，而且还不光只有这一对石狮子，之后我们还会看到好多的不同的雕塑 sculpture. We're going to take a look at some other sculptures in Wengong Hill as well. We have 火喜哈 saying 我学了中文，但还是听不懂，也说不出口。I think you need to practice a little bit more and allow yourself to speak the first word. 一定要勇敢地说出第一句啊，勇敢 would be brave. 勇敢地说出第一句话 it means to make your first Chinese sentence, enunciate your first Chinese sentence briefly. I know it is a little bit hard. You feel a little bit conscious and you are not that confident, but do not worry about it. Just start saying it. You're going to make mistakes. Don't worry about it. You will be great in the future. Jeff saying Art of War, my favorite book. Yes, 孙子兵法 Art of War. If you like Art of War, you can actually search on wherever you get your podcast and search for Decoding the Art of War. Decoding the Art of War. That is a podcast we're bringing. We are actually decoding that book for you, trying to explain the knowledge behind it. It's done by my very good friend and also a great colleague of mine, Lai Ming. He did that podcast, and trust me, it is worth listening to. Go search for Decoding the Art of War wherever you listen to your podcast. And here we see another one that is a bit tinier. Oh, 蜘蛛网呢? I got some web from a spider. Touched it. Okay, you can see here it is still a little lion, 石狮子, little lion. But up here, I was told that this is a kind of dancing performed during festivals in the county Wuyuan, in Wuyuan County. And this is the mask they are wearing when the dancers are performing that dance. And the combination of it is trying to show that these two masks wearing figure are protecting and guarding the ancient tomb of the great-grandmother of Zhu Xi as well. 所以呢，两边的这个雕塑也起到守护的作用 ，safeguarding 守护 ，safeguarding 守护。所以这已经是第二对雕塑了。我们接着往上走 ，Let's continue to walk. Jeff saying, "Whoa, so cool! I want to watch that Decoding the Art of War." Yes, that is a podcast. You can listen to it while you're commuting, you do your house chore, whatever. And it's really interesting. And there are some perspectives allowing you to see the book in a modern sense. So highly recommend. So highly recommend. Here, I see the third pair of sculpture. 这个呢就是一个龙了. This is supposed to be a dragon, 龙 I think. 龙 dragon. They all look very vivid in my sense because I think they have facial expressions. 他们的表情看起来非常生动啊 very lively. So I think this is also very lively. You 表情很生动的龙。They are also with the use of guarding the ancient tomb, guarding the ancient tomb. 他们呢也是守护的。那么到了这里为止，我们的3对雕塑主要呢都是在守护这个朱熹的祖墓。接着往下走，我们就会过一道桥，过一道桥之后就可以要到上山的路了。So 我们来看一下这个桥，我觉得桥还蛮漂亮的。守护神 from 喻例中 yes, a little bit like that. 守护神 and also Ricardo, 龙 would be dragon. Yes, 龙 dragon. And something special on this bridge is that there is a triagram, 八卦 8 triagram. 这里有一个八卦。八卦 I know nowadays people see it and people think it's gossip. It's not gossip in ancient times. Actually, this 8 triagram, 八卦, actually is something also considered a part, or let's say a very important combination of Zhu Xi's theories. He studied it and he learned the yin-yang theory. For him, he believes that things can be moving and they can also be stand still. But the moving is constant and the standstill is relative. So in his time, he has already started this theory and he believes the yang represents moving, yang, 动. And yin represents 静 stand still. So 阳动阴静，而且他呢认为阳和阴是相生相克。They are together. They're always together. They complement each other, and it is a very important combination in his mind. And he believes that the yin and yang perspective or part of all things actually exist. So for human being, you have yin energy as well as yang energy. But in, let's say, any object, there's also the yin side and the yang side. So if we take a look at here, you can see a pair of lamb, yang. 这个羊不是刚才的羊哦，这个羊就是小动物羊 lamb. And there we have a horse 马 I asked the tour guide here, and she told me that these 2 pairs of sculptures actually represents the sacrifice. One, they are paying respect to the ancestors buried here. So these 2 pairs of sculpture are considered 祭品 sacrifice 祭品牺牲 in Chinese 牺牲. That is the usage of these 2 pairs. And on top of that mountain would be the tomb of Zhu Xi's great-grandmothers. I would love to show you something else on this side of the road. Let's continue to walk. Jeff saying, thank you, Niuniu, for sharing. Thank you so much. And we have Fred saying, 你好 to you too. Yes. The 8 triagrams, not gossip, the 8 triagrams, 八卦. The shape of that, let's say, graph is actually, you can see the yin and yang, the black and white, intertwined with each other, showing that in every side, in every object, there would be a yin side of it and a yang side of it. And for Zhu Xi, he also believes that the yin side as well as the yang side can be found in each and any object. Actually, we talked a lot about the achievements and the thought of Zhu Xi already, but his life story is quite interesting as well. Zhu Xi passed the first level of the imperial examination in Song Dynasty when he was 18, and he passed the highest level, the national level of the examination when he was 19. 所以他19岁的时候呢，就中了进士。19岁中进士 ，That is quite young because for I think the average age getting to pass that examination is 35 or something. So he was truly a prodigy. He was a really smart little kid, a genius. 他是一个神童啊 In Chinese we say 神童，神童。And for Zhu Xi, since he passed the examination 19, he's actually qualified to be a scholar 19. 所以他19岁的时候呢就做官了，21岁做官。So he was assigned to wait for several years and then started his, working years. 21岁。When he was 21, he started to be a government official in the Song Dynasty. 21岁做官。By the time he's 30 something, I think 33, he's already considered retired in a sense. Retired. We say 退休, but it's not retirement. It's just his term has concluded. And Zhu Xi decided, I no longer want to be a government official. 不想做官了。I want to study the philosophy. I want to study Confucianism because I think there are still a lot to investigate, to ponder on, to write about. And perhaps my contribution as a scholar, as a philosopher, a writer, would be even greater than being just a politician. And that is when he started his, let's say, studying times. You can consider him as a great PhD, decide not to step onto the political stage, at the same time actually becoming someone who's a effort-putting, hard-working man in the academia. 所以呢，他就决定要去追求学术成就。学术 would be academia， 追求学术成就。不再做官 no longer being a government official. And we are standing next to a school, a private school or a family school or a little school that he built because in his years he also visited this native place of his several times. I think 2 or 3 times. 他在他一生当中，他也来过婺源3次 and at the same time he has stayed here for a while each visit. Really long stay makes it possible for him to actually start a little school right next to me. 所以我后面的这栋建筑就是朱熹当年曾经讲学过的一个学堂，紫阳学堂。紫阳学堂。紫阳 is also a nickname for Zhu Xi. 紫阳, a nickname for Zhu Xi. He stayed here. He's a lover of academy. He likes schools. He helped build many schools. Actually, he helped build the 岳麓 Academy, if you still remember. 岳麓书院他有参与修缮，还有这个白鹿洞书院 another academy, 白鹿洞 Academy. He has also took part in the let's say rebuilding and reviving of that academy. And this 紫阳学堂 is only a little academy, a little school he started when he stayed here in Wuyuan County in his birthplace. He loved to teach just like he loved to investigate into this philosophies and scholarly work. And let's take a little look inside. 里边还是非常有古典的氛围啊。This is nice. So you can see that for little kids previously, they can actually sit here, start a little bit studying, and they will take a look at the stadium or compodium up there. It's not that far away, but with the sunlight 在阳光下啊 they can study. And I was told that kids nowadays are still conducting some kind of actually study trips, 研学 study trips in here. So students nowadays would still use these tables and chairs and just stay here and study. I think it's quite fun. 玉立中 saying 阴阳五行说 yes, that is a kind of theory in Chinese philosophy. And 梅麦克 saying 石阳高 yes, that's the I would say the stone lamps. And also we have Vivian saying, oh, maybe they have story about the sacrifice. Well, actually the sacrifice has a little bit story. They're saying the size of the sacrifice and the type of the sacrifice also depending on the status of the person buried in the tomb. like we said, by the time that Zhu Xi's great-grandmother was buried, Zhu Xi himself has not won too much honor yet, and that is why the great-grandmother was not considered someone too influential or with huge, really high status. That is why the sculptures are not so big. And also we saw lamb, yang, and we saw a pair of horses. The pair of horses also suggests to people that you're in a tomb, you should step down from your horse. 下马的地方，所以这个马的雕像呢，其实也是在提醒大家 ，a warm reminder， 提醒大家到了文公山前要下马下轿了。You need to step out of the car, the carriage, or step down from the horses. 所以也是一个提醒 ，a kind reminder， 提醒啊。So we also have Wei Yuanyong saying, "Hello, I'm back. I love the channel, so I hope I don't miss any live videos and anymore. I joined the group last 2 weeks. I really love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm very happy to see you enjoying our shows." And Kenny saying, Vivian, it could link to Mortal Kombat. Seriously, your comments always crack me up. Hello to Shafiq. Happy to see you here. And hello to Sisoko, very glad to see you. Where you're from, let me know. If you guys like the live stream, please like and share and comment as much as possible. It will help me a lot and also help other fellow Chinese lovers to see this live stream, so please do. And also, Vivian is saying, Kenny, I want to know about the story about the representative of the two lambs. Yes. And only stories I could think of were the two lambs dinner or lunch. That is dark and delicious. I like it. Fred saying, how can I learn the language? You are going to have to stay with CRI Learn Chinese for sure and then start practicing. Practice makes perfect. 熟能生巧哦。Kenny saying, Fred, there are many online courses to learn the language as well. Yes, and stay with us. You would be able to practice and at the same time, most importantly, learn about the Chinese culture. 要学习一个语言，也要让自己了解这个语言的文化。文化非常重要啊。Culture is very important. We also have many other, Vivian saying, you can learn here. You watch the previous videos. Yes, we provide you with many videos. And Kenny saying, are there papers record of the lesson? Not really sure about that, but if you guys are interested, perhaps we can develop certain courses. And if we can do that in the future, we might start selling them online. And if you like them, you can get some. Alan saying, you're looking so good. Thanks for sharing. Thank you very much for saying that. Fred saying, just learn me just to order food over there. That is also a very important part of it. Roger, thank you for sharing the live stream and saying the cameraman takes great video. Tell him thanks for me. Actually, our camera crew has already grown to 3 people, so we have a 3-person camera crew. We have 2 lenses. If you can see that the 2 cameras are shooting different scenery. There's me, and also we also have what they professionally call the B-roll. B-roll means the environment you're looking at. Very pretty, and we have 3 of them helping with all the technical issue. They are very professional, and I agree with you. The videos look great. Okay, let's step out of this school. 让我们来走出这个学堂，紫阳学堂，在外面走走看，还有什么有趣的东西可以跟大家分享。环境真的非常好啊 ！We say the environment is really nice. 环境非常好，环境非常好。Like I said, in ancient times, being a scholar, or in at least the Song Dynasty, being a scholar sometimes is not as fulfilling, or being a politician is not as fulfilling as being a scholar. 对于朱熹来说呢，做一个学者可能比当官更重要。But for some other people living in any ancient Chinese dynasties, the route is to first be a book reader 读书人 in Chinese we say literally 读书人 so a 读书人这里呢就是一个读书人 a book reader or a bookworm 读书人这个读书人的任务就是学习做学问做学问 we say to learn about the classics learn about the knowledge so that you can take the imperial examination 就可以考试考试的目标呢就是要中状元哎中状元 would be the first that rank first to get the highest score in the imperial examination. So the hat you're looking at is actually for the one that get first in the imperial examination. We say 科举科举科举 is the ancient time or old time imperial examination. 科举叫中状元中状元 And after that, you would be able to be an official， 就可以做官了。所以是读书科举做官。读书科举做官是很多古代读书人的这个怎么讲人生之路啊？这个是做官，所以这是官帽。This is an official's hat， 官帽 ，official's hat， 官帽，官帽。We say in Chinese. 学得文武艺，或与帝王家。That is to say, after learning the knowledge, no matter if you're learning knowledge or learning about how to be a martial art master, the final goal is to sell your skills to the royal family, to the emperor. But actually, we're thinking about selling it or selling it, contribute it to the country. So. 读书、考试、做官是很多文人的人生的选择。But for Zhu Xi, he believed that conducting the research on a certain field, on the field of philosophy, is even more important because he can make contribution to future generations. He can have his offsprings knowing how to conduct, how to be a better person, and how to at least start be responsible for his family and then for the community, for the society. So for Zhu Xi, he believes, we've already talked about it a little bit, that the world is governed by a universal law. We say that is Li. And Li, as a universal law, would instruct qi, which is the material. I think the material is a little bit like the atom. The atom, 原子, atom, that is the element, the element consisting to form everything 是最小的是气 Qi is the element, qi is the material. So Li would tell qi to gather together and he will help qi to gather together properly. And that is how everything is formed. 所以是理指导气聚集在一起，并且告诉气如何聚集来形成世界万物。In that sense, Li is reflected on every object. That is why Zhu Xi believes we need to 格物, make investigations, conduct investigations into all the objects. So from one object, you learn a little bit of the Li, and the second one, a little bit more. After a while, you would understand the final fact, the universal rule that helped the cosmos generate, help the cosmos form together. So 格物穷理, that's his idea, that is his theory. And he also believes that people, person, human being, is also formed with Li, but there's another name for it because you're a human being, you're a little bit more complicated, and your Li is pure, is benevolent in itself. However, when you are surrounded by the outside xing, outside material, the environment, you might learn something not as pure, not as good. So in his theory, he believes everyone is born to be benevolent, 性本善, 人之初性本善. So every newborn is pure and lovely and positive. It's all good. But as you grown up, your environment would change you a little bit. The education in the family might change a little bit. And it is possible that things would get different. And that is why he thinks 我们应该 存天理，灭人欲. That is a very controversial saying, but it actually means we need to preserve the inner good of everyone, and we should try to get rid of the outside desires, the lust, the unhealthy desires of one, so that you would not be bothered by the environment, you would not be bothered by the outside bad, and just keep your inside good. So that is the whole theory of Zhu Xi. Of course, it's only a very, very, very superficial, very brief introduction, but that's the general idea. But I don't agree with him entirely in the desire part. I like desires. For example, I have a desire to try this out, and if you like me to, I will try this little toy here. Before doing that, let me say hello to some of you first, and also let me know what is your comment on Zhu Xi's theory. Do you believe in 人之初性本善? Do you agree with people who are born to be good, they're only influenced by the environment and influenced by the family education? And do you believe, or do you agree with 存天理，灭人欲? Make sure we guard the natural born with you embodied good and get rid of the bad influence from the outside people. Let me know. In the meantime, Fred saying, Kenny, you can be my teacher. I agree. Kenny is a good teacher. We say 三人行必有我师. We can teach each other everything all the time. Giovanni's here. Oh, you're saying my brother Iro is listening to you too. Thank you for sharing that with your brother. I'm very glad. Kenny saying my Mandarin isn't the best. I speak Cantonese, which is another Chinese language. That's true. 你是讲粤语的吗？啊，我不会讲粤语，我都只会说一点点，一小小。Kenny, I own the copper aura over here. That's way I work with Chinese people. And we have Cardoso saying 我爱学习汉语. I'd love to learn Chinese. Kenny saying that looks fun. Let's try it. I agree. That looks fun. Let me try it. Don't go away. 这叫秋千桥啊 ，swing bridge. 秋千 swing 桥 bridge. Can I do it? Not really sure. Oh! It's harder than I thought. I don't think I can do it. Okay, I need someone holding my phone. 让我把手机. I don't think I can. I'm not very. 我的平衡不是很好. My balance is not the best. It's really not that easy. It's not that easy. 我应该慢一点吗? Should I slow down? I think I can just try another one, just one. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. 有好一点. See, when we say practice makes perfect, 熟能生巧, we actually mean it. When you practice, and you will get a little bit better. Practice makes perfect. Let me go to halfway there. Ew. 你们想玩吗？想玩要来中国哦。If you like to play with this, you should come to China. And apparently, I need a little more practice before I master it. And as for Zhu Xi, before conducting his research and land on a theory, he actually practiced a lot more as well. So he spent his most of his years in, I think, more than 40 years conducting his research, and that's how he got better. 所以朱熹呢，从30多岁开始做学问，做到他70岁，去世也是花了很久的时间啊。Nothing's easy, but everything is easy or can be easy if you put effort in. 所以大家只要努力，一切都有可能。Impossible is nothing. Okay, I'll consider it halfway and good enough. I'm not good at that. I have to admit, I'm not very athletic. 我不是非常的运动啊，我可能看起来非常 clumsy， 有一些不是很平衡。但是我们的摄像老师们都看我看得很高兴。哎。Okay, let's see what are some comments you guys have for me. We have Kenny saying, just bring your inner child out, and then you can do this. I tried it. Did you see? I tried it. Now I am on solid land， 脚踏实地的感觉真的非常好，朋友们。脚踏实地，给大家分享一个中文用法。脚踏实地，脚 means your foot or feet， 踏 is step， so 踏 means step on， 踏，实地实结实 solid， 地 is land or soil land， so 脚踏实地 stepping your foot on solid land. That is also There is also analogy here because 脚踏实地 in itself actually literally means to step your foot on solid land, but it also means to be earthly, to do the solid task one after another. Don't have high ambitions but not doing anything at all. So 脚踏实地 and 我们可以说朱熹是一个脚踏实地的人 because through his lifetime he has conducted research and wrote many very important classics. Previously, we perhaps have already mentioned that there is 四书五经 system in Chinese ancient culture or literate world, and 四书 is the four classics, namely 大学 great learning, 中庸 the Mediterranean of means, and 论语 would be the analects, 论语, as well as 孟子 Mencius. These four books only gained its significance in the academia after Zhu Xi wrote comment about them. 所以这些经典呢，也是因为朱熹的加持，也是因为朱熹写了许多的四书章句集注，这是一本算是 commentary. This 评论 this commentary made these four books as important in the academia. So 四书章句集注也是给了四书非常大的一个地位 and that is why Zhu Xi is also considered a master 诸子 So some of Zhu Xi's theory can be a little bit hard to understand, and also he struggles with which comes first. For example, we mentioned the li and qi, the material and the law. He's trying to figure out whether or not li comes first in the world or qi is first to appear. And that is only all the great thinkers, great philosophers would think about. They want to figure out the truth of the cosmos, of the universe, and they dedicate their life to do that. And here we can see Wengong Hill right in front of us. So we can go a little bit upstairs, and there I have another poem that I want to share with you. We said that Zhu Xi visited his native place, the tombs of his ancestors, 3 times in his lifetime. 在朱熹的一生当中呢，他曾经来这里，来这个婺源来过3次，来到他的祖籍or 籍贯 native place, and he left many important and beautiful poems. Actually, I have one that is the one that as a student, as a primary school student, I have to recite that. That is one very interesting poem. Let me share them with you. 他曾经写过观书有感，就是在婺源写下了观书有感。Let's see if I have it here. Oh, actually, I do. 我们可以把这首诗打在公屏上打在评论区吧。半亩方塘一鉴开，天光云影共徘徊。问渠哪得清如许？为有源头活水来。This poem actually means that there lies a glassy oblong pool where light and shade pursue their course. How could it be so clear and cool? For fresh water comes from the source. That is what this saying or this verse is about, and it's actually about book reading. Zhu Xi believes that you need to continue to read important books, to read many classics, to refresh yourself and update your learning. And the last 2 verses, 问渠哪得清如许？为有源头活水来 is also often cited to indicate that if people are broad-minded enough to tolerate and embrace different ideas, their thoughts and their works can also be always refreshed and can be like ever-flowing new thoughts. And that is one last poem I'd like to share with you guys today in today's live stream. Today we're in Wengong Hill, Wengong Shan, a place named after Zhu Xi or Zhu Zi himself. This very important Song Dynasty philosopher, who's with the new Confucian school of thought, is considered by some people the next important philosopher next to Confucius himself. His thoughts has influenced his thoughts and works have influenced many people, including today's people. We're still citing his sentences, we're still citing his works. Actually, in 2018, Chinese President Xi Jinping has cited a sentence by Zhu Xi. That sentence is talking about 国以民为本，社稷亦为民而立. So 国 is a country, 民 is people, 本 is foundation. So 国以民为本 actually means the country regards its people as the foundation. 社稷 is an ancient way of saying country. 义 means also or to. 为民而立 means to construct or build by people or for people. Construct or build for people. So 社稷亦为民而立 is basically saying people are also what the rule of the country is for. You can hear that the sentence can be very true in any day and time, and that is why Chinese President Xi Jinping cited it to show that the world, or at least the country, should view its people highly and should see its people as foundation and serve the people. And he continued to say that actually people, human beings, the residents, the natives of the society, of the country also has great strength and great wisdom, and we should also utilize that wisdom to make all of us, make all of our lives better. So remember that sentence, 国以民为本，社稷亦为民而立. That is a really good Chinese sentence, and you can learn the structure as well as the meaning behind it quite well. And that brings us to the end of today's live stream. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm very glad to see you guys with us for today. We are in Wengong Hill, and tomorrow we are going to Jingdezhen City, the capital of porcelain. If you're interested, make sure you stay with us tomorrow, basically the same time as well. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about Zhu Xi, Zhu Wen Gong, you can watch some of our videos in the future. Just stay with your I Learn Chinese Facebook page. And at the same time, I would highly recommend you to search for a podcast, Old Wisdom, New Insights. We have the first season online already, and the second season is coming right away. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone.